Acts chapter 17, verses 18 through 34. And some of the Epicurean and Stoic philosophers began to engage in conversation with him, and some said, "What could this idle babbler with his eclectic scrap heap learning have in mind to say?" Others said, "He seems to be a proclaimer of strange deities because he was preaching the good news about Jesus and the resurrection." They took him and brought him to Areopagus, hill of Ares, the Greek god of war, saying, "May we know what this strange new teaching is which you are proclaiming? For you are bringing some startling and strange things to our ears, so we want to know what they mean." Now all the Athenians and the foreigners visiting there used to spend their leisure time in nothing other than telling or hearing something new. Sermon on Mars Hill, verse 22. So Paul, standing in the center of the Areopagus, said, "Men of Athens, I observe with every turn I make throughout the city that you are very religious and devout in all respects. Now, as I was going along and carefully looking at your objects of worship, I came to an altar with this inscription: to an unknown God. Therefore, what you already worship as unknown, this I proclaim to you. The God who created the world and everything in it, since he is Lord of heaven and earth, does not dwell in temples made with man hands." It really says temples made with hands. "Nor is he served by human hands as though he needed anything, because it is he who gives to all people life and breath and all things. And he made from one man every nation of mankind to live on the face of the earth, having determined their appointed times and the boundaries of their lands and territories. This was so that they would seek God, if perhaps they might grasp for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. For in him we live and move and exist. That is, in him we actually have our being. And some of your own poets have said, for we are his children. So then, being God's children, we should not think that the divine nature, deity, is like gold or silver or stone, an image formed by the art and imagination or skill of man. Therefore God overlooked and disregarded the former ages of ignorance, but now he commands all people everywhere to repent, that is, to change their own way of thinking, to regret their past sins, and to seek God's purpose for their lives. Because he has set a day when he will judge the inhabited world in righteousness by a man whom he has appointed and destined for that task. And he has provided credible proof to everyone by raising him from the dead. Lord, have mercy. Tap your neighbor and say credible proof. Okay. Now, when they heard the term resurrection from the dead, some mocked and sneered, but others said, "We will hear from you again about this matter." So Paul left them. But some men joined him and believed. Among them were Dionysius, a judge of the council of Areopagus, and a woman named Damaris, and others with them. Lord, help me with these names.